TKD Chick 2447 writes me and says, I cannot stop over-rotating for a back kick. I am being advised not to look over my shoulder, that it would help me keep my shoulders and hips squared. What do you think? Do you have any other remedies or exercises I can practice? TKD Chick, I'm guessing you're talking about turning so much that you're doing this type of thing, or if you're hitting the target hard, it's more of like a turning side kick type of motion, right? That's what you're talking about. Whereas what your instructors want you to do, what a lot of us refer to as a back kick, is keep everything kind of squared and kick straight back like a horse or a mule. Horses don't open up their hips like a side kick. If they did, it would snap their hips in half. I actually don't know that. But they don't do that, right? They kick straight back. If my students are having a problem over-rotating, the first thing I tell them is to think of their leg like a spear. Don't think of generating power by spinning. Think of going straight through the target like a spear, and I see if they can go straight back like a spear. Okay, sometimes that works. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have them stand backwards like this. Now, they can still look to see the target, but they're forced to keep their hips and shoulders in the same spot. And then they're going to try to just kick from this spot straight back without opening up the hips and the shoulder. Once they get that, they can break it down so they turn and look and go straight back from that reverse position. Another thing that can help if you're having a hard time with this is just know that you can slide your base foot across the floor. So a lot of times you're kind of far away and you feel like, oh, I can't really kick with power from here. So to get some follow through, I've got to overturn, right? You don't need that. You can let your base foot do a little ice skate slide, and then keeping your shoulders squared, you can still drive through the target by sliding that base foot across the floor. SK Eagle 78 asks, what should you look for in a Taekwondo school as an adult? I'm a third dan in Taekwondo, and my school closed, and I'm looking for somewhere else to train. No Taekwondo schools around, but a lot of Taekwondo schools, or places marketed as MMA gyms, kickboxing, BJJ. Thanks in advance. SK Eagle 78, a lot of this is going to depend on your personal preferences, but there's some stuff we should all be able to agree on. Number one, make sure you're dealing with good people. So if they look like they might take your credit card information and use it to buy a yacht when you're not looking, probably not a good place to go. If everybody's walking out with injuries, doesn't look safe, probably not a good place to go. If the instructors are disrespecting the students, if they look like they're egomaniacs, probably not a good place to go. So we're looking for decent people who are the instructors and decent people who are in the classes to work with. If you don't like the people at the school, you're not going to go there regardless of the style or what types of techniques they're working on. You got to like your instructors and your classmates. The second thing, you got to find a place that actually is convenient for you. If it's too far away or the schedule doesn't really fit with yours, within a month of your training, when you start to lose some of your excitement, you're probably going to stop going. I used to drive an hour and 10 minutes to do Aikido training, but I'm a little weird. You know, I do this as a job. If you're not really, really weird, you got to pick something that fits your schedule and your location. Now, we should all be able to agree on those things. The next thing, well, it's more personal preference. So I'm going to tell you what I would personally look for in a Taekwondo school. To me, the sport Taekwondo schools seem like they're usually the highest quality. So even though I'm not super interested in competition, it would put me around really high quality students to work with. So I'd have challenging sparring matches and knowledgeable sport pumse instructors. Now, there might be some good traditional dojongs out there that have some really cool integrated Taekwondo classes where they're working on pumse, bunhai. They do some grappling. You know, if somebody's done a good job integrating Taekwondo with a variety of things. That would be a lot of fun too. But generally speaking, I'm going to probably try to look for a competent sport school. Orakulu says, best Taekwondo master in the whole internet, referring to me. Hey, that's your opinion. I'm not going to argue. It's subjective. I can't tell you if that's right or wrong. Okay, they then ask me, you look younger than 36. What's the secret? The secret is simple. Let me tell you what you need to do. Okay, 2 to 3 times a week, you need to go to your local Culver's. First of all, you get yourself a large, unsweet iced tea. That's important. Second, you get yourself a double bacon deluxe burger basket, so you get some fries as well. You do that 2 to 3 times a week, you're not going to age. Aging comes to an absolute halt. I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding. That's ridiculous. No, let me tell you what really goes on in Taekwondo schools. It's all about anti-aging. It's simple, guys. It's simple. We have kids all over the place. We have them fight each other. Okay, when they fight each other, they bleed. The blood goes on the floor. You walk up with your little eyedropper. You suck up a little bit of blood, drop it in a vial. Eventually, you got a lot of child blood, and you can infuse that in your system and vampirically preserve your youth. I mean, what do you guys think is really going on at these Taekwondo schools? Come on, it's obvious.